let's move on. Let's move on. But yeah, man. And we were touching on them slightly before the frauds. For me, at the start of the season, I had 3 managers on fraud watch. I had Arteta on fraud watch, I had Solskjaer on fraud watch, and I had Lampard on fraud watch. Now, we got to get on to Lampard. I know one of my close friends, he's a Lampard out, man. He said it. Even before these 2 losses, he was a Lampard out. And, you know, the other day, Wolves 2-1 away. You know, Wolves ain't been the usual Wolves this season. No Jimenez as well. Losing at the last minute on a counter-attack goal is quite naive. It's naive. You should not be getting caught like that. And that comes off the back of their, I think it was a 1-0 or 2-0 loss to Everton at the weekend. Was it 1-0? I think it was 1-0 to Everton.
2-0. 2-0.
Yeah. 2-0, yeah. 2-0. I think I remember Guildford Sigurdsson scored a pen. I don't know who scored the other, but yeah. Anyway, back-to-back defeats, and I guess Jalil, let me come to you first on this one. What did you make of that result from Chelsea's perspective, and what are your thoughts on Lampard? First of all, do you think Chelsea's team is overrated because everyone bigs up their players, and do you see them as title contenders, and do you think Lampard can make them title contenders?
For me, Chelsea's got the second best team in the league, in my opinion. If we look at their play, I know we're looking at names and stuff, but if we look at players, Kante's still there. You know, they've brought in some players as well. I know Havertz hasn't really touched the ground as much as he hasn't really done anything. Let's be real. People are calling Werner a fraud now. But if we're being real, we can all sit here and say, to add to Arsenal, we could pick out a player at each position who we want. And this is including man like Giroud. Giroud has. I'm questioning myself as to, you know, at the time, did I want Giroud to leave Arsenal or did I want him to stay? You know, when we were trying to get in Alba and Lacazette, did I want him to leave? And I'm kind of thinking that I didn't, but I need to go back and look at my previous group chat before I get called out because I know certain man will be watching this. So
I tell you, I didn't. I remember this conversation. I didn't.
Yeah, I think Rash. I think. Do you know what? I think I backed you on this as well, actually, because we like Giroud. And to be fair, I used to work at Arsenal, and I used to look after Giroud's daughter when she was first born, and he was injured. So I spent a lot of time with Giroud, and I actually liked him. That's probably why I defended him. It's kind of a personal thing, but regardless. The game yesterday was great, and I just think that Neto guy, he's quality. I know he tried to do a cheeky dive, and I don't know why he didn't get booked as well for that dive. It was a bit silly, but for him to come back and win the game, you're not going to give me a pen? Cool, I'll win it myself. That was a good guy. Remind me of the left winger's name, who looks like Hazard.
Podence.
But he's a player, bro.
Well, he is going next season to one of the big teams. I'm telling you this now. Remember I said this, and I hope this gets replayed. He's going to a big team. He just looks too much, and he plays too much like Hazard. He's just a good quality player. I really like him. He's done dirts to us as well. Him and Neto, and having Neto on one wing and him on another wing. Yeah, man. You just got to think when what's the guy who got his head bust against Luis? Jimenez. When Jimenez comes back, they are gonna challenge. You know, they might get back into their spot again, get Europa again. But yeah, they're gonna challenge. But I thought it was a really good game, all in all. I thought Chelsea were really unlucky. You know, despite the quality that Wolves had, I do think they were very unlucky with the plays they had on the pitch and the chances they had. They had so many chances. Werner couldn't finish his dinner, to be fair, but. Yeah, I thought they were unlucky. That's my opinion. And is Lampard a fraud? Nah, I don't think. No, he's not a fraud. I can't call him a fraud right now. Give me till after Christmas. Give me until he plays Arsenal. I'll tell you if he's a fraud or not.
Okay, that's a good barometer there. I ain't gonna lie to you still. But yeah, no, I agree with you still. I do like Neto, but yeah, I like Podence, man. He's my type of player still. If you guys probably haven't spoken to me enough about football. One of my favorite players is Hazard. Like, I love Hazard. A different type of love, like a biased love. So when I see players who play with that type of similar style, hey, I'm all for it, you know. So he's a quality player, but Rash, let me come to you, man. Jalil had some great points there, especially around the Wolves element of it. But we got to look at the Chelsea side of it more, man. What are we
Yeah, let
saying
me.
about Havertz? What are we saying
I'll try.
about this
All
guy?
right,
He's
so
a
I'll try
million,
and fill in.
bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna fill in the gaps right now. Yeah, everyone wants to talk about a 72 million guy from Lille named Pepe, call him man a fraud and then things like that. But I see a similar priced man named Kai Havertz, really, boy. And them men ain't doing nothing. No tackles, no balls, no runs, no shots. Like, I like Havertz, like, and I'm telling you how much I like Havertz, yeah? The last 4 FIFAs, he's been one of my first players that I buy.
Jeez.
Kai Havertz. In my
The last
squad.
FIFA, it was hard, though. The last FIFA was hard.
Always, yeah? Like, always. Yeah, I am so disappointed with seeing this man in real life in England. Yeah,
Mm.
that it seems like Lamps doesn't know how to use the dude. Yeah, and that's what I think. Yeah, unfortunately, Lamps likes what's his face, Mount, Mason Mount,
Mm.
better than him.
Yeah.
And to me, I think they play in similar positions. Yeah, when Havertz was in his previous club, he would sit behind the behind the strikers, or pick the ball up in the midfield and then go. Similar to where Mount is, he wasn't really out on the wings. You know what I mean? And I found that when he was out in the wings with his previous club, he wasn't as productive as he was when he was going through the middle. Yeah, big fraud in England, and a lot of players get their real test when they come to the Prem. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he'll come good. I reckon he'll come good because of his reputation, his leadership, and stuff like that. If I was him, knowing that I've got these characteristics from previously, I'd want to be good. I'd want to master this, and he looks like he's got the same sort of characteristics and professionalism to try and do that as well. Timo Werner, I feel sorry for him.
Mm.
He can't score basic goals, sitters, strikers goals, poaching goals. He can't seem to do that. Everything has to be a spectacular. Nothing's going right for him right now. He's like, this is what I love about Giroud. Yeah, he's seen these men them coming in, and he's seen their hype, and he has just been consistent. And that is Giroud. Yeah, his middle name should be consistent or reliable, because he's been doing this thing, the same thing from Arsenal now to Chelsea.
Yeah.
You bring him on as a super sub, he's going to get you the nod done and get you that goal. Do you know what I mean? You start him off at the beginning of the game, might bang one in early or do a couple 1-2s in the setup that's going to guarantee a goal. Giroud is quality. I remember I used to do a couple seasons ago, and I used to get cussed for it in my other group because got some strong characters in there. But I used to say, at that period of time, Giroud had the best left peg in the Premier League. Yeah, I didn't think anyone had a better left shot than him. Yeah, if he cracked it with it, yeah, and I think prior to him, it would have been Van Persie. Yeah, when Van Persie gone, it was all Giroud as far as I was concerned, and I didn't know anyone who was better than him. In the Prem,
challenging him.
God, serious
Who's
thing.
challenging him for left peg?
Who was they throwing up back then?
Were we talking about the whole Prem or just Arsenal?
Yeah,
no, the whole Prem.
Yeah,
it was the whole Prem back then.
Was Mata left peg?
Yeah, Mata. Yeah. Obviously, Mata's mad techie also, but I think he's talking about more like shot, like.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Mata wasn't.
Them times Mata wasn't really getting games at Chelsea as well. He wasn't getting games. He was coming off a sub as well. So I think that's when Mourinho went back as well. That little period of time. Mata just got dropped out. But yeah, man, I think Giroud is ever so consistent. I think he's a quality player. He's got good feet. He's good in the air. He's a good team player. I think that was one of the best signings for Chelsea, in recent history. History, definitely. But Lampard, I don't rate Lamps as a manager. I think Lamps. The thing that's making Chelsea play is Lamps' personality. That spur to drive on. Do you know what I mean? That lion heart that he had while he was at Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? I think his team talks are more. What the fuck's wrong with you, man? You guys are playing like moist, man. You're strong. Do you know what I mean? More than
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think it's more of that leadership more than tactical awareness. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think he'll last the ages, but he's doing well.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, man, I think with Lampard, I'll give him until the end of the season, but I'm not convinced that he's the man that like can take you to a league title. I think also at the moment, I think what he's struggling with is having too many players. He's struggling to find that balance. Like for me, Havertz to me doesn't seem like a true. If we're being honest, true number 10s are kind of going away from the way the game is now. There's no one really that's dedicated because everyone kind of blocks off that area in between the lines. So it's more of like people that can play to the side and come inwardly, like how De Bruyne and David Silva were doing at Man City. So for me, I would actually be inclined to maybe drop Havertz back a little bit, same next to Kante where he can come forward. But as you said, Rash, that's where there's Mason Mount. And Mason Mount, because of the energy he has, both Southgate and Lampard have some weird love affection for him, where he plays every game. There's some guys that for some reason find a way to play every game. And that's just how it is. I think Giroud, I've got to hold my hand up and say that, especially I would say like when Sanchez was first there, I used to kill Giroud. I used to be that guy that said, man, he's the reason we're not winning leagues because he's not a good enough striker for it. Not realizing that it wasn't really him. But we had bigger problems than Giroud. Giroud was an unbelievable hold-up man, link-up man round the box, absolutely mad first-time pops. He was a decent finisher with his left foot. Giroud, I got to hold my hand up and say, listen, I was wrong. I was way too critical of him. And at the same time, I was probably one of them ones, Jalil, where I was probably like, you know what? Should we let go of Giroud to get Laka in? Yeah. But now I'm looking at it. Giroud's better than Lacazette.
Scoring record, definitely.
Scoring record? Lacazette ain't touching for France.
No. And that's the thing. Even with Giroud being benched at Arsenal, benched at Chelsea, he's still making the French squad. Exactly. And they're saying something. They're seeing something. They're seeing what we see. He's quality. Yeah. Like, he's got quality to him.
He does, man. He does.
Cup winner as well. Let's not forget.
He's had a great career. He's had a great career. Two of the Arsenal, the goals that everyone always talks about with Ramsey, Giroud set both of them. One back heel and one an unbelievable first-time cross.
Yeah. And no one ain't scored a scorpion kick like his.
Oh.
Nah. And Giroud was involved in one of the best Arsenal goals ever with Wilshere. Remember that? Cazorla as well.
I think Giroud had 4 touches in that build-up.
Yeah.
And that last flick to Cazorla, to Wilshere to get him in was different, bro. Hey, but yeah, no, man. I think we gotta keep an eye out for Chelsea still. What are you gonna say?
Can I just say though? Sorry, I like their goalkeeper.
Mendy.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. I like us still.
I like that.
We need him to start changing the mindset that black people can't play and goal. You know what I mean?
Sorry, seriously. This was a debate that we had the other day. Are black keepers even good? Yeah. And I had some men in my group saying, they're sick, bro. And certain men just moisten them as well. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But no, they're good still.
It's good still. Hey.
He's good.
Hey, Jalil, what you saying?
No, I was just going to ask you both, really, in regards to Giroud, what class is he in? Where do you class him?
What, in terms of like world class and everything like that?
Yeah, because, we're going to compare a lot of players. I don't really want to compare him to anyone. I just want to name a few things. But he's won a number of FA Cups. He's won Europa Cup. He's won a World Cup. He hasn't won a Prem yet. That's the only thing he hasn't won. But there's a lot of, world-class people who say he's world-class but haven't won their league. Actually, that's a lie. There's none. But where would you class him?
I would say he's had a great career, but he's probably just a little bit below world class.
Yeah, he's definitely knocking the door. Yeah, I believe that in world class there's another tier above it, which is elite. Yeah, and world class has got a lot of people in there that he could contend with, in my opinion. But you have to be able to play a certain way with Giroud.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing. I think with world class is a guy that he adapts to every situation and he'll drag the team forward. Do you know what I mean? Like he is relied upon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Giroud isn't relied upon. He's like a secret weapon. Let's throw all our guns in and let's see if it can work. And it does more time. Do you know what I mean? And that's where he gets the kudos, he gets the props. But, having you on the start of the game, knowing that, I'm putting my pride that you're going to bang 3 goals, or if we're just having a shitty game, you're going to just drag us in. That's world class to me. I don't think he's quite there.
Yeah. No, I think